Hello, hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go. So you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can, hang on, need some moisturizer, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, whatever works for you. So hello. Sarah wanted to be here today, but she's got some family stuff going on. So hopefully she'll be on soon. All right. Hello, Kwani. All right. Oh, thank you, Alexa. Oh, I apologize. Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Anyway, yeah, I just loved this. Just lovely. And got some sparkly nails to go with it. So, you know me, matchy match. All right, so we're going to jump in. Boy, have we got some questions, including, yes, indeed, the ethics committee voted in secret to release the Gaetz ethics probe findings as soon as the final vote of Congress is done. So they'll be like, here, run. Run for the okay. So this looks like you've been in a fight with Frosty. What do you mean? Anyway, so that will be wonderful. That will be wonderful. However, I'm gonna ask a favor. Yes, this is Boo Boo right here. He's sleeping. I'm gonna ask a favor of you. I know a lot of you do readings. You're intuitive yourself. And I have got as a friend of one of my nephews said when he was young, there was a neighbor who, if something came up that nobody knew or he didn't know, he would say, it's a whittle mystery. He's very young. I have a whittle mystery, and I know it's not super earth-shattering, but I am hosting Christmas this year. I have never hosted my family's Christmas before. And I started getting ready for this in January. Seriously. And one of the first things I got was, because I so loved this wreath, not only the snowflake lights and the colors and everything, but I had found these like icicle ornaments. This is one of the more elaborate ones. Some of them are just straight, practically straight down, but a lot of them are shaped like this. And this is the one I left on there. But I bought a bunch of these, like a whole, like together, it was like a mass of them like this. And I also, because I don't drink, but people in my family do, I found this really cute little Santa outfits. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, little things you can put over wine bottles. So they each have like 2 wine bottles, each have these little outfits. But the main thing is these icicle ornaments, a variety that are like this. I can't find them. This brings so much joy into my life. It's silly how much joy this brings into my life. I don't know what it is. I'm hanging these from the wreaths, from my plant stand, from everywhere, all over. And I bought plenty to decorate with downstairs too. I can't find them. I had them. They should have been with my props, a whole area where I keep the props for the show and some other decorations and stuff. And I put them together And I was like, okay, I will collect the Christmas stuff here. I have been everywhere. Nettie says, go to the dollar store. I could, but I spent a lot of money. So if anybody can pick up any hint as to what happened to these, I'd be so grateful. So, but you do, you don't have to, of course. I'm just wondering if you have the chance. I don't have a lot of, I have this room, I have my bedroom. There's the front of the bedroom. There's this narrow area where because the house is in a Cape Cod style. So the front bedroom window is actually down. It's like a narrow corridor-ish type thing off the side of the room. And that's where I keep all the props for the show and all that kind of stuff. And I also have some space in the basement where I keep my stuff. And of course, I've got my little kitchenette and a little bit of this hallway. So, all right. Michelle Combs says, my pendulum says it's in the room you're sitting in right now. Oh, okay. Thank you. Did I check the basement? To the best of my knowledge, I've checked everywhere, but it can't have gone anywhere. There's not enough space. So, I mean, I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. So, all right. Francis says, if you want to find something, you need to stop looking. Well, I'm not going to have much choice here. But anyway, all right. Thank you. All right. I will, at least under the stairs. There's nothing under the stairs. But thank you. All right. Let's get into Matt Gaetz. Nettie says, what? You don't want to share them with the squirrels in the attic? Okay, 7:30. Matt Gaetz. The House Ethics Committee secretly, keep it secret, keep it safe, secretly voted earlier this month to release its report on the conduct of former Representative Matt Gaetz. Matthew Gaetz, hazmat. Before the end of this Congress, presumably by the end of this week. How bad will it be for Gaetz? No, the cats didn't take it because it was a bundle in a plastic bag. It's like a bundle like this. So, yeah, Lewis, Matt, you in danger, girl. Oh, Maddie. How bad is the ethics report going to be? Would they have been inside something else? I'd have moved it out of the way. Yeah, I mean, I may have put it in a box or something to be like, I'll keep all the Christmas stuff in here. Maybe to say a prayer to St. Anthony. I do not keep boxes under the bed, but it looks like it's hidden under something. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to check the chat so I don't drive people crazy. I'm going to check the chat afterward. Thank you. Okay. But for now, yeah, I don't think they talked to just one person. I think there were multiple people they talked to, and that's why this jerk walked away. So, yep, victory. Whoa, why did I take that off the end? No, wait. Here's the thing. He's already out of Congress, and we want to see if this is what he did. Some charges and a court case would be good, because chaos, people out in the cold. That's a very, very young person right in the center. And ouch. So, man. Ooh, oh, oh, ooh. He's going to. No, Debsy, but thank you. Matt is going to feel all put upon. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about 17-year-old girls. They grow up to be adult women who can hire lawyers. Not to mention other young women who were really young and their frontal lobes weren't fully developed and they were willing to do some stuff that now that they're older, they're like, what the heck was I thinking? Oh, but they can talk now. A little higher wisdom here. Gaetzy Waitsy is on very shaky ground. Fingers crossed. Entertainment only YouTube, but Queen of Swords, that could be a prosecutor. Thing is, though, in Florida, yeah, he gets away with everything in Florida. He got pulled over for suspected DUI 3 times, I think. And Daddy made it go away. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay. Some great things that go through the chat that I will not repeat. But anyway, at 12:30. Oh, thank you, Amy. Amy gifted 1 membership to a random person in the chat. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. So, Gaetz is scheduled to start as an anchor on One American News Network after the new year. Will whatever's in the report change that? Talk about far right. And it's not like, I mean, how many people around Trump have accusations of let's just say potentially helping themselves to someone around them. Or as Goral just put it, like they care. Princess, you made Autumn break, Lewis. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Thank you. Beastmas is arriving after supper here in Ireland. Brief time with you before we go to a Christmas gathering. I hope it's wonderful. Well, isn't that interesting? Again, we have lots and lots of cups. They talk to lots of people, lots of women who really shouldn't have been there. Perhaps they should have been doing something more wholesome with their time. Doesn't mean they deserve bad things, I'm just saying. And there's a King of Wands. Gross. Hierophant, this is an institution or a corporation, something like that, and silence. Now, the question is, I need some clarification, because is this silence of the report like who cares, or is this silence as in you're off the air? And I think we can guess which one. Yeah, Mel, all that talk about family values. Yeah. That's those GOP folks with multiple marriages, which family it is they value. Yeah. I mean, I'm divorced. I'm a divorced person, but I don't, I'm not trying to take other people's rights away. These poor women. Partnership, I thought it would be okay. And then we're going to have to see. He's gotten away with so much for so long. And if the only chance he has of seeking justice is in Florida, but you have to understand that the woman accusing him has a good lawyer, has a strong lawyer. So, and is going to take this report and is going to use it and has said so. So this is not over. He'll try to lie about the situation, in my opinion. Entertainment only YouTube. But this isn't going away, I can tell you that. Will he still have a job at OAN? Will OAN hold him to a moral standard? Temperance. Insult to injury. You poor dear. Of course it's made up. You're one of us. You know women. You can't trust them. They make things up. Veronica, that look. All right. Yeah, I'm copy. I'm moral standard. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So, there's stepping onto the petty train on and off now and then. Human nature, I think, some of it. Fair enough. Then there's having a Pullman car on the petty train, on the grievance train, on the cruelty train. Guess who has one of those? Let's say 18. Ms. Gibson was pointing out that Trump has sued Ann Selzer, the Iowa pollster, for predicting that he was going to lose by 4 points to Harris. Will he get a settlement like CBS did? She has had great success in the past. This did not work out for her, and she retired. He's also suing the Des Moines Register, whatever the big Des Moines newspaper is. How dare they publish her findings? How dare they speak ill, that say that it's possible that the Orange Fuhrer, would not win? Please. It was ABC. Thank you, Love Gatos. ABC. Let me change this to ABC. ABC. Poor Ann Selzer. Then again, she's a woman. Speaking out, how dare she? Louis says, what a baby. Yeah. Yep. She was doing her job. Nothing like someone who has the power of the presidency punching down. All right, getting some clarification. Okay. All right. I was a little concerned there for a minute. He can cause a lot of grief to a lot of people, and we know that. But he himself, talk about holding a grudge. Everything, he's so narcissistic. He's so petty. He's so awful. And to some extent, for all of his supposed wealth and power and all of that, pretty much the worst thing that could happen to any of us would be to have to be inside his head for a day. And he has to live there all the time. So he's bringing legal action and with big lawyers, but it's shaky. She was doing her job. She was a pollster. So I asked for some clarification on this. And discovery, looking carefully. She doesn't have that much money. If he's using this for his ship to come in, I'm hoping there's some good lawyers who will help her. I don't know many regular people who retire with huge chunks of money where they could go defend themselves against petty Trump. At least this will bankrupt her. I think he'd try. M. Kelby says all the cities he owes for rallies need to sue him. I think there are actually some policies in place that are the only thing stopping some of them. Okay. Yeah, he's trying to make other people suffer. Again, I'm getting these awful. He has, in my opinion, entered here. I'll just entertain. Go up to here. There. My opinion is that Trump has very violent fantasies. Very. And anybody who wrongs him, crosses him, does not suck up to him. There's some nasty things that I get flashes of in my head that he's thinking. Get a life. But she's got some strength there. He's still going after her, but it's still going to be expensive. She needs to start a GoFundMe. Or get I don't know, ACLU? Would they get involved? Because this is a president. Thank you, Sherry. We were just talking about that. Because this is an abuse of power. So, all right. Okay, so next, Bern O'Malley hoped that there'll be some kind of silver lining. Will discovery in the Selzer lawsuit show election interference or anything else damaging to Dumpy? We know, Sherry. We know. We talked about it. Did readings on it. But yeah, good thing to celebrate. Discovery. I don't know that this is relevant, but please prove me wrong. Mel says First Amendment rights are at stake. The ACLU should get involved. I hope so. You know, I'm very upfront about all of this, and sometimes I don't get a good answer. And I tell you that I'm not getting. Okay, let me show you what I've got. So, will discovery in the Selzer lawsuit show election interference or anything else damaging? Card for the reading is the Ace of Pentacles. So, one, if this goes forward, it will be expensive to follow the money. I don't know how you could get. I don't know how this could work, but there's a narcissist in chief. The partnership, Seltzer in the paper, Star, and that also feels like First Amendment stuff. Trump feeling beaten up, the poor baby. But there are protections that both the newspaper and her receive between the First Amendment and the freedom of the press. I'm not really getting much about discovery having anything to do with the election interference. So that's just what I'm getting. But prove me wrong, please. Please. Okay. All right. I do not. One of the things we do is we look at the news here so that we can go through it together. And when people are running their mouths, that we can look at it. We can look at whatever their heinousness, cruelty plans are, and that's all they are at the moment, plans. And then we can talk about options. We can have discussions. I'm going to cover this next question, but right up front, please, 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 if this upsets you, this is about Social Security and Medicaid. If this is going to upset you, please don't watch. Just don't. This is talk. It's just talk. And it's MTG that we're talking about. So, I mean, it's even just gross. All right? Do not let them steal your energy, your peace of mind. That's what authoritarians do. They're bullies. And they try to wear you down and scare you. That's what they do. And right now, these idiots, they have concepts of plans that will never see the light of day. Yes, and the concept of a plan. Anyway, so a reporter showed MTG political mailers where I don't have anything handy. I have a box. Political mailers. We're going to pretend these are political mailers. So the news reporter was showing MTG the political mailers where Trump pledged not to mess with Social Security and Medicare. So the reporter asked MTG, she was coming out of a DOGE meeting or whatever, if DOGE was planning on honoring Trump's promise so nobody would mess with Social Security and Medicare. That was the question. Marge grabbed the mailers, threw them on the ground, and said that, quote, "The sad story for you is the America people elected Trump, his agenda, and Republicans to lead the country because you guys suck so bad," unquote. Social Security and Medicare, 3 cards each. Assuming that Trump is inaugurated. Medicare, Social Security. Of course, they want to do away with everything decent. Anybody ever read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand? And yes, apparently it is Ayn, even though it's spelled A-Y-N. She had a Russian name, so when she changed it, she took Rand out of Rand McNally, and no, or was it the typewriter she was using? The brand of typewriter she was using. Anyway, one or the other. And then there was a woman from Scandinavia whom she admired or something. And so she took the first name A-Y-N. And I read her biography. It was written by the wife of her business partner for years and years, who, of course, she had an affair with openly. Yeah, bullied her husband, and the partner and her bullied her husband and his wife, that they should be allowed to meet once a week in private and have an affair. Yeah. Anyway, her name, it was pronounced Ayn Rand. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what they want. That's what they want. So, Medicare. Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. They want to make big changes. They want to knock down things like the ACA, so that, because the medical establishment, medical insurers, et cetera, they need more money for their stockholders. Anybody seen last night Josh Johnson published or put out a new hour-long comedy set? He was talking about Luigi and the healthcare. He had some strong words. Definitely worth a watch here on YouTube. Josh Johnson. Yeah. So Medicare, if they get their way. Ann says they've been trying to get rid of Social Security since Roosevelt signed it into law in 1935. Oh, I understand. The thing about Social Security is that people have paid into it. So they will go after things for the poor first. We've seen them go after food stamps. I thought food stamps were generally more a state thing, but Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Lovers. This feels a little bit more thorny than what they're going to try to do to insurance, Medicare. Yeah. For instance, 0, SSI or Medicare, comes out of the national budget. Deb hopes that people pay into Medicare. Yep. DLC says, and they never explain what happens to the tax taken from our paychecks. Yep. But they think they have a mandate. By the way, I was hoping to put up the new how-to on cash stuffing video, but it's taking a lot longer to render than I expected. So that will be up this afternoon. I will let you know. Okay. Giovanni says the live on a survival of the fittest is their motto. Oh, I'm sorry, Jolie. All right. But right now, at least at the moment, it's just talk. Hopefully it will stay that way. But Giovanna is pointed out a couple of times now that Social Security has a surplus. But okay, moving on. 3636 actually. Correlation is not causation. It's not. But guess what? Trump is drawing a correlation between vaccines and autism. Because of course he is. And says we have problems. Are vaccine availabilities and mandates going to go away this next term? If things keep going the way they're going, if there's some things they're going to have to run through Congress, so it won't work. Unfortunately, a lot of these people, they're so rich, they don't even get health insurance. Seriously. But the little people, they don't care. Oh, Nicholas. Oh, thank you. Thank you for helping. I don't know why Pope Francis has been silent about all this. Benedict used to scare the heck out of Bush and Cheney. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Pope Francis. But it isn't a paid for questions channel. But we could check in on Pope Francis at some point. You can just put your questions in the chat before I come on. He doesn't care. He's up. This is us over here, and he's just la la la. And notice there's a great big cliff in front of him, and even the dog's like, "Oi, quit it! What?" They're trying to get his attention. See, when you live your life looking down your nose at everybody, you can't see in front of you. And there is definitely, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. But then there's a whole other level of, no, really, we're not kidding. As far as vaccines and what have you, most people are vaccinating. They're getting, I got when I went to the hospital this last time, to the ER, I got a tetanus booster. Now I'm really glad I did. King of Cups, there'll still be doctors saying this has to happen. It would be devastating if we get rid of vaccines. Devastating. Julia says, I got my second shingles shot yesterday. Oh, excellent. I'm going to have to do that at some point, because the problem is I have no idea if I had chickenpox when I was a kid. My sisters did, but they are significantly older than I am, and they had it before I came along. Oh, no worries. Here's my Francis. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you. Appreciate it. Vaccines in the U.S. Okay, we're going to have to, at some point, we're going to have to do we're going to have to work with Google search or crowdsourcing information here on what they can do without congressional approval, because I'm not liking these cards. Fox Doctor says you can take a blood test. It'll tell you if you've ever had chickenpox. Really? Interesting. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not liking this. Here's the thing, though. The insurance companies, they actually, it helps them if you do get vaccinations, because getting sick from this stuff is really expensive. It helps their bottom line if you're vaccinated. They're, thank you, Kathy. They are, ultimately, what the health insurance companies want is they want you to keep paying in money and taking nothing out. And this is a cheap way to do it. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Thank you. That's very kind. Will they take action? Will it be awful? Will it be for the money and the stupidity? I'm not liking these cards. So, okay. Anyway, Amy Jones says all insurance is like that. True. Da, da, da. All right, so definitely wanted to make sure I cover this today. 44 minutes in. This is, I can't imagine this is anything but talk, but another item that Trump wants to get rid of. Noise. We're still at the noise. Okay. But one of the things he wants to get rid of course, the FDIC. That wondrous thing that says if you have a regular old bank account up to, last I heard it was $250,000, but I'm sure that's changed at some point. Please enlighten me. But if the bank fails, that you will get reimbursed up to $200,000, $250,000, whatever you had in the account, up to those amounts. It's insurance. TJ says, wonder when his base will realize he wasn't joking. Oh yeah, I've been working on an overlay about his voters. That'll probably show up sometime this week. Yeah, probably. FDIC. All right, fool. There's a whole lot of talking. Oh, Sherry says it's still $250,000. Thank you. Jana says banks fail all the time. Yeah. Yep. But there's a justice card here. Sitting pretty. People think they're sitting pretty, but then if a bank fails, then they're really stuck. Now, that's FDIC, but here's the thing. This last card, this is Republicans refusing to show decency or whatever. But this feels very weak. Oh, Ms. Gibson, hang in there. I'm so sorry you're going through that. This feels weak. There might be something here that for some reason they can't get rid of it. I don't know why. Music, mansion, time to pull your money out and put it in your mattress. I don't know about that. Especially in the modern world. I mean, I do modern cash stuffing, but I don't use real cash because everything's electronic. Visualize 70 says the UK guarantees on bank account limits up to £85,000 is reduced. Deftones says FDIC protects the wealthy too. There we go. Yeah, there's talk about this, but there's some kind of plan. This feels like the wealthy. There's some kind of plan. Leave it alone. You're just being a bully. Oh, sure. The other stuff that saves lives and what have you. Yeah, whatever. But I need to be reimbursed in case my bank fails. Oh, absolutely. You can't get rid of that. Well, I guess the good news is that would help the rest of us. Dorinda, as it makes a good point. Recently, a lot of bank failures had some involvement with crypto. Ding, ding, ding. This admin wants to play with crypto and they want to get rid of the FDIC. Yep. But Sherry W. makes a good point. This is not going to be easy for them. It really isn't. So, yeah. All right. Well, that is going to do it for me for today. And, but I will carry over the questions I didn't get to. Like I said, I am editing this video. And by the way, that's that's just a Band-Aid. There's a little piece of glass. But anyway, so this is my day. And then this is what I'm working on every day. So we looked at the news, but these other things have to do with stepping away from the news, doing some self-care, calming your nervous system, working on projects, productive things you want to get done, anything, if it's cleaning or organizing, or it's a craft or a hobby or a small business or whatever it is, work. And then I'm working on this so we can help people organize to know how to do some practical things to take weight off our minds. So this is what's going on. All right. So you can find me all the time. I'm all over the place. All right. So it is 12:50 here in Chicago. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please remember you're not alone. We are in this together, very much so. We're going to continue to be here together. Even if everything went completely horribly wrong, you'll find me on, I would start doing this on Patreon. and I don't have super expensive tiers. Some people say actually I should at least offer them. Yeah. But I will continue. All right. Day after Christmas, it will be 5 years that I have, other than 2 emergencies, I've been on every single day for 5 years as of the day after Christmas. So we're going to get through this together. Hang in there. And I will see you later. All right. Take care. Take care.